Hello, welcome to a new episode in the fltk-rs series. Recently I've been experimenting with the declarative UI for fltk in Rust. I've created this create fltk-decl, which takes one of the data formats, JSON, JSON5, YAML, TOML, XML, and is able to render this declaratively. And it supports hot reloading. So the basic setup: after you import fltk-decl, you can create your fltk-decl declarative app. And this takes width, height, the label of the window, and the path to your file, and then run, which takes a callback, and the parameter for the callback is the main window. So we can see in this callback we don't do anything. And if you run this, cargo run, so this currently doesn't do anything since we don't have a GUI.json. So I'll create one, JSON, and for the GUI.json, you can use JSON5, you can use TOML. So this detects the type of format from the extension. And here we can, for example, try to run this. And this will show the window, and it prints a missing field widget. So here you can also use a schema, which points to the JSON schema here, fltk-decl. So you can see schemas, and this has schemas for JSON, XML, and YAML. So if we point to this, well, so the only required field is the widget. So let's add, for example, a widget. And you can see we get auto-completion and validation because of this schema, which is completely optional. So let's add, for example, a button. Let's rerun this. So here we get the button. It doesn't have anything. I'll just minimize this and show the application here. So, for example, let's add a label. Let's say click me, and when we save, you can see that this automatically adds the label. So let's, instead of a button, create something more useful. So we'll use a column, which is just a flex box, and we can add children. And this takes an array of widgets. And let's add, for example, here as a widget, the auto completion is, let's call it button, and here, for example, label. Like, you can see this updated it. So this is inside the column. For example, if you decide to add another widget, let's say a frame, and for example another widget, another button, remove the trailing comma, and you can see immediately we get the an updated view. Similarly, you can use, instead of JSON, you can use YAML, for example. So let's say YAML, and we'll create a GUI.YAML. Here we can add server, something like that. Just a moment. Sorry. So the advantage of JSON 5 over JSON is that you don't need quotes around your keys, and you can add comments, and you can use trailing commas, which isn't allowed in JSON. Currently, the schemas work best for JSON and YAML. For XML, the schema doesn't work well with the XML extension on VS Code, nor does the JSON schema work with JSON 5. So here we can use this YAML language server. And similarly to the JSON description, we can still add comments and everything in YAML. So if we just modify our main, and we already take the YAML, you can see this is the button label. Let's say click me, and you can see this was updated. If, for example, we wanted to say JSON column, or the use a column widget, and then for the children, we can say, for example, a button frame, another button. Save this, we can see we have button here, frame, button. We can set the button to be sized, for example. So here we can say fixed, and let's say 30. Similarly here, you can say this is fixed, and the label, for example, increment decrement. You can change the fix 60 and 60. You can change the label color. So the label color takes a string. So this is red, and this is blue. And here for the frame, you can add a label 0. You can see that this updates automatically. So once you're happy with your GUI, you can just create, instead of using run, you can use run once. And now, even if you modify the declaration of your GUI, it will not change. So for example, if we go back here and we change, for example, this to decrement, save, you can see this does not change. So currently we want this to be increment, and this to be decrement. So how do you handle the callbacks, for example? You can use IDs for your widgets. So for example, here we have this button. We'll give it an ID called inc, and for this button, just use dec, and then we can get the IDs in our main. So here, for example, maximize, we can say that inc button equals, we'll specify the type, and we'll have to import fltk in this case, and we'll use app from, widget from ID unwrap. You can, instead of using unwrap, just match on this, or using flet bindings. Here we'll take import fltk self, do the same thing here for the decrement button. You can also add an ID to the frame and just modify the number inside it. We'll just print hello world. So let's create a shared callback button. Oops. So I'll be using this. Let's call back. Have to let these be mutable. And you can see here we handled the callbacks. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. See you soon.